Hi guys, so a lot of you have been asking for me to do a video on how I make my salted rag. This is just dead rag, and the rag that I obviously froze accidentally. So if any of you are wondering what frozen rag turns out like, that's what it is. Still pretty tough. But yeah, if you got live rag, then just put it in a bucket of cold fresh water, or just tap water, for a couple of minutes, and then what you want to do, get some newspaper, lay them out on it, and then try and just pat them down a bit. Probably need a few loads of newspaper. So I'm just going to roughly get them dry-ish. Another bit of newspaper. Dead easy to do once you've done it once. Never forget how to do it. Straightforward. So I'm just going to lay them down on the newspaper. Sometimes you'll have to lay them out like this for a day or so in a nice breezy area. That'll dry them out nice and quick. Try not to put anything on top, just because it'll squash the worms to the paper and they'll go thin. Right. So I've laid out a fair few on there. Get another bit of newspaper. I'll turn that over. And just lay that on top. Just leave it for a little while to take up the moisture. And do the same with the other bit. Nice big worms in there. Obviously it's a lot easier with fresh worms than it is these ones. These have gone a little bit mushy. But this is perfect for LRF, beach fishing. I've caught little strap congers, red mullet, gurnard, bass. That's just off the beach. And then obviously many species, you got all your wrasse, blennies, gobies, whatever. They'll all eat this. Pollock, pout. Right, actually I have to chuck this bit away. Get rid of that. Same again. Oh shit. Just put this dish on my worms. Put another bit of paper on. Just try and take up some of the moisture. So these are the ones that I just done a second ago. Been resting for about a couple of minutes. I'm going to peel the paper back. There we go, get rid of that. So they're pretty dry now. And what I'm going to do is just put them on a new piece of paper. Sorry if you can hear the birds in the background. This is why I can't really film at home. So all I've got is a little dish. You put some newspaper in the bottom. It'll be easier if you cut it to size, but actually I've got some scissors here, so just trim it up a bit. Don't have to be perfect, just see how far my guess is out. Oh, not too bad to be fair. That'll do nicely. Right, I've got our worms here. I'm just gonna lay them out singly. You don't want to overlap them. You can probably hear Maddie in the background trying to keep the birds quiet. You can obviously take your time on this, spread them out more, you know, however you please. But this is fine. Right, then what you want to do, put the worms on there. Just get your regular old table salt. Nothing special. As you open this. And all you're doing is giving them a light dusting. Make sure you try and cover the worm best as you can. There you go, that'll draw a lot of the moisture out. And then what you want to do is cut out another circle of newspaper. I'll do now. This one's going to be way out. Oh, not bad. So don't press down on it, just, you know, leave it like that. Get your other lot of worms. Just move you there quick. Just peel back slowly. There we go. You can wait until they're obviously drier. You just have to leave them longer. This was just you know, a few minutes just while I'm demonstrating this. Then just do that same process again.
Ragworm rainbow. That's what it looks like. A ragdoll.
It'd be easier if you got a tray or something to do it in. You can just lay the newspaper in. Easy.
Oh no, where's this gonna go?
Right. Yeah, that. Same again with the salt. Just a bit much there, but sprinkle it over. You might find that the newspaper will get soaking wet. That's just where it's taking all the moisture out of the worm. So yeah, give it like a few hours. If it's soaking wet, then change the paper, lay the worms back out and do it again. And yeah, we'll check back on this in a couple of hours. But you want to leave them in a nice drafty area. I've just put mine bathroom windowsill. If you know, we haven't got any outside area, so this will have to do. If you've got a shed or just a garden, you can leave them out there. Just cover them up, make sure the birds and that don't eat them. So yeah, get back to you on the next step. Right guys, so as you can see, the water has been sucked out onto the newspaper. That's the top layer. There we go, look. So what I'm going to do, get that paper changed and then salt them up again. Right guys, it's been a couple of hours now. As you can see, there's quite a lot of moisture on the paper, just where the salt's sucked it out of the worm. So what we're going to do, just going to change it over. That's the top layer. There's the bottom layer. Surprising how much water actually comes out of them. But right, let's get another section in. Oh, look at that. Perfect. This time I'm going to put a little sprinkle of salt on the bottom. And then lay the worms on. As you can see, the worm is still pretty wet. So just lay it on. There you go, you can see how wet that paper is. Now it's gone through. Get rid of that. And then a bit more salt over. There's a light gone out. Sorry guys, the light's just died on my GoPro attachment. I can't put the kitchen light on because it makes the screen light flicker. There we go. Put the next layer on. And your next lot of worms. Might have to repeat this a couple of times, but once most of the moisture's out, that's when they'll start firming up and they'll go nice and tough. Another sprinkle of salt. This salt only cost me 18p in Lidl. Definitely worth doing. You think about the amount of bait you chuck back in the water or give to someone else down there. Right, that's that stage done. I'm just going to repeat it again. Put it back out on the airy, breezy place and then check it again in a couple of hours. Right guys, it's the morning after now. Just going to check up on these. Yeah, they feel ready. There you go, look, that's nice and firm. It's almost like a bit of licorice. Yeah, that's all ready. Yeah, let me just tip that into the one below. Take that one. There we go. It's all that ragworm, leftover rag that was only going to go in the bin. We've now got all that. Try and see how tough it is. I can't even, there you go. Especially for LRF fish, and if you've got this on, you know, it's a job just to get it on the hook, let alone get it off again. And they seem to go crazy for it, so all we need now is to put it in an airtight container of some sort. Sorry about the lighting, like I said yesterday, I've got to have the lights off and use this little one I got with my GoPro, but it's dying a death at the minute. All I'm doing, Chinese tub, put the worm in there. There we go, that's all of it. Pop the lid on. There we go, keep that in the cupboard or in your car, tackle box, whatever. I've used it 8 months later and it's still been fine. So, a little tip for you guys that don't like chucking your bait away, salt it down.